Hello everyone, today I'm going to be reviewing the book The Queen's Rival by Anne O'Brien, and this tells the story of Cecily Neville, who was the mother to the three sons of York, which were Edward IV, Richard III, and George of Clarence. And this is a historical fiction book, and this really takes an interesting turn. This uses a variety of different kind of mediums in order to tell a story. It uses newspaper articles, letters, diary entries, and prayers in order to tell what's going on. And this is in the point of view of Cecily Neville, and she lived throughout the Wars of the Roses, the Cousins' War, whatever you want to call it. They it lasted for 32 years, and she saw the collapse and the mental deterioration of King Henry VI, and then Margaret d'Anjou took over, and people said, in those days they didn't think women could rule, and I think Margaret d'Anjou was a little bit power hungry, and her son was a tyrant, so her husband Richard tries to take over, and he would have been king, but he dies in battle, and so we know that Edward IV becomes king. And then it's kind of weird because there were years of quote unquote peace when Edward IV was ruling, but it lasted off and on. The Wars of the Roses lasted on and on for about 32 years. And it was really interesting. I've never seen all different types of mediums be used. I think the only book that I've seen that used is when I read that book about the Quintland sisters, the quintuplets from Canada. That's the only book that I've read that uses several different mediums in order to tell a story. And I wasn't sure if I'd like this book because it started off weird, changing mediums of points of view, kind of storytelling. But I enjoyed this book, and I think it'd be really interesting because I saw a video a couple weeks ago, and someone did a review, not a review, a kind of a what if kind of scenario, and it was what if Henry VIII's last, if Henry VIII's will had been followed, who would be queen today? And they went through that. I think it would be interesting to do that with Cecily Neville, even though she's not a big figure in history. I think it would be really interesting to know that and to see what would happen. I don't know if they've done that. Maybe they've done that. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this book. It's I don't think I've ever read anything by Anne O'Brien until this book. I know she has one about Catherine of Valois, which I want to read soon. So if you're into historical fiction like I am, I read a lot of historical fiction on this channel, I would recommend this book. And that's all I want to say about this particular book. But right now, I am reading a book discussing the lives of Juana of Castile and Queen Catherine of Aragon. So that's really interesting. And I'm also reading a book about Princess Margaret and Queen Elizabeth. So I didn't plan it, but I'm reading about 2 books about 2 sisters, or 2 sets of sisters. So I didn't plan that. It just happened. Um, so those books will be coming very soon. So I will see you all in the next video. Bye guys.